Okay, welcome to worksheet 10.2 percentage. We're going to be starting our corrections now. Okay, question 1. There were 1,500 people at the book fair. 600 were children. What percentage of the people at the book fair were adults? Okay, so remember how we can represent fractions, rather represent percentage in terms of fractions, right? We can do it the opposite way as well. Okay, so for here, if they want to find how many people at the book fair were adults, right? First, you have to take 1,500, okay, minus 600. To find the number of adults we have, you will get 900 adults. Okay, so this 900 adults, okay, we want to find what percentage of it is in relation to the number of people. So we take adults over the number of total people. Alright, now we are going to try to convert this, okay, into a fraction, or rather into a percentage. Now remember I said percentage, right? The denominator has to always be 100. Alright, so we're trying to get this to be 100. How do we get from 1,500 to 100? Okay, we actually have to divide it by 15. Okay, so if here divide by 15, here we also divide by 15. Right, so 900 divided by 15 is not wrong, should be 60. Okay, so once you get this, you can convert it straight to a 60%. So it's 60%. Don't forget units, huh? Alright, the usual price of a television set is $300. Just give me a while. Okay, the usual price of television set is $300. City bought it at a discount of 20%. In addition, she had to pay a 7% GST. How much did she pay for the television set? Okay, so now the two components here. The first one is a discount. Remember I told you discount means that they're actually paying less than the original amount. Okay, then after that, okay, she has to pay an additional 7% GST. Okay, GST means they have to pay more. How much did she pay for television set? When you meet these kind of questions, it is very, very important that you work according to how the question is formed. What I mean by that is, alright, here it says that City bought it at a discount of 20%. Alright, now this 20% over here, okay, you have to do this 20% out of the 300 first, then you do the 7%. Now, one common mistake people like to make is they like to take 20% minus 7%, you get 13%. Right? Now, after that, they use a 13% and figure it out using the $300, but that is wrong. Okay? Because, alright, I'll explain it to you in class, but just know that you have to do it separately. Do the 20% first, then do the 7%. Alright, so here we have we have 300. Okay, but at a discount of 20%. Alright, so I think I'll just do it here. So we just check what is the price after 20%. Okay, you got 100% minus 20%. Okay, it's 80%. So the actual price of this is actually 80%. Okay, so $300 times 80%. Okay, now we have to convert this 80% to something that we can. Okay, I'll prefer to use fractions because there are a lot of zeros. So we get 80 over 100. Okay, you can cancel this 0, cancel this 0, cancel, cancel. 3 times 80 is 240. Alright, now this is the price after the discount. Now we have to find what's the price when you include the GST. So GST is 240 times. Okay, remember I told you GST is what you have to pay more. So it's actually okay, if I'm going to, okay, it's actually 107%. Right, now how do we get 107%? Okay, it's actually 100%, okay, which is 240 times, sorry, not times, plus 7%. Okay, now this one will be give you 107%. That's how I got my 107% here. Now please take note for this for this 240 times 7%. Yeah, this 100% over here, okay, it's 100% is actually for after the discounted price. So what you're doing here is actually after you found a discounted price, which was 80%, right? Now we are only working the discounted price now, so we don't care about what was the old price, which was $300. Okay, the GST will only be charged according to the new price. So the new price now, we actually setting it at 100% again. We're resetting everything to 100%. So here we have 240 times 107%. Okay, use the same kind of formula that we use, or rather the same kind of method. 240 times 107 over 100. Okay, now here what do we get? Okay, go do a bit of pressing of the calculator. Just give me a while. 240 times 107 was divided by 100. Okay, you get $256.80. Right. Alright, so that's how you get the answer for this. Okay, you just have to break it up into two parts. Do the first one first, get a new answer. Do the second part, get a final answer. Okay, question 3. Benjamin had $300. He used 30% of it to buy a pair of jeans and 25% of it to buy 2 shirts. How much money did he spend? Now you notice this is again 2 portions. Alright, 30% to buy jeans, 25% of it to buy 2 shirts. Now remember what I taught you before about this. Here you're looking at, you have to look very carefully. He used 30% of it to buy jeans, 25%. Now this 25% you have to check. Is it 25% of the remainder or 25% of the original amount? Okay, so you have to be very clear on this. So right here they never mention about remainder. So we will take it as this is 25% of the original amount, which is $300. Okay, so a few ways to do this. One, we can find what's 30% of 300, and we can find what's 25% of 300. Okay, then we can add them together, or we can just add the 2 percentages together. But I think to play safe, you'll just do it one by one. Okay, so first we find what is 30% of 300. Okay, this is actually 30%. Remember, we can change to fractions. 30 over 100 times 300. Right, cancel the zeros. Cancel the zeros. 3 times 3 is 30 times 3, sorry, is $90. Okay, then next we will find what is 25% of the original amount, which is 300. Okay, use the same method that we are using. 25 over 100 times 300. Okay, cancel, cancel. 25 times 3 is $75. Okay, finally, what we do here, alright, we take the how much money did he spend all together, we just need to add them together. Okay, right, so that's the final answer. Oh, sorry. Alright, so just take note, okay, you just have to read the question very carefully, learn and think of a solution of how to approach it. Alright, it's quite straightforward. Now this one used to be in terms of parts, units. They will tell you, okay, he used 2 out of 5 parts. For example, he used 2 out of 5 parts to buy a pair of jeans, and he used 1 out of 5 parts to buy 2 shirts. Now usually you can draw a model, right? So for this case, right, since we are better at this, we don't have to draw a model. If you understand it, you can straight away do it like this. Okay, question 4. Yiwen puts some money in a fixed deposit account. Interest rate is 7% per year. Now remember, the only thing that makes it cheaper Alright, the only thing that makes money cheaper is discounts. So for this case, the interest rate, okay, is actually adding money into the fixed deposit account. How much money will she have in the account after a year? So it's just like the question 3, right? Now remember question 3 here. Now because of the GST made it more expensive, right? Or rather increase the amount of money, right? So for this case, it's the same thing. Interest rate is going to increase the amount of money that's going to end up inside the bank account. Alright, so first part, we have to find out what is the final percentage of the thing. So we will take 100% plus 7%, get 107%. Okay, so take note for this 107%, there's another way we can do this actually. We can take the 14,000 times the 7%, okay? Then we'll get a pretty small amount, and then we just add it together to the 14,000, we'll still get the same answer. Alright, but we can also use this method which might make it a little bit more faster, especially if you're using a calculator. Okay, so here you have 14,000 times 107%. Okay, 14,000. Change this to a fraction, 7 over 100. Cancel off the zeros. Right, press your calculator, 140 times 107. Okay, you get the new amount, 14,980. Alright, so we going to check, okay, is this amount bigger than this initial amount? Yes, it is. Alright, so it puts a bit of sense into this. Okay, money is going to increase after 1 year, putting it into the bank, becomes bigger, get this answer. Okay, so this is the final answer. Now, question 5. At a sale, Sitara bought a dress for $56. She bought it at a discount of 20%. What's the original cost of the dress? Now remember, discount makes it cheaper. Alright, now for this case, okay, you have to read the question very clearly. It says that Sitara bought a dress for $56. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, this is how much she bought for it. She bought it at a discount of 20%, which means this $56 is actually not the 100% of the original cost of the dress. Sitara actually bought it at 80%. Okay, so how do we get 80%? 100% minus 20%, which is the discount. Okay, this will give you 80%. Now this is actually the price Sitara paid. Okay, so if you're going to use like unit method or what, right, 80% is actually $56. Okay, so now what we have to do, if you want to find the original cost, okay, to find 100%, now I think if I draw it something like this, you'll be familiar with it. You have to take 56 divided by 80, now that multiply by 100. See, it's the same kind of unit method that you have been using. Alright, so here what I'm going to do is find what is now there's a little cheat here. If you're finding 80%, you can actually find 10%, then the numbers won't be so big. Okay, but in this case, just to avoid confusion, I'm just going to do a 1%. Okay, now 1%, you have to take $56 divided by 80. Okay, will give you 0.70 cents. So from here, you're just going to find what is 100%. Okay, it's just actually 70 cents times 100. Okay, I'm just going to do it fast. And that's the final answer. Alright, okay, I think that's all for this tutorial. Thank you.